Hello, in this video, we'll practice few MCQs for IIT JAM 2022. These kind of MCQs are important for any examinations. So stay tuned till the end of this video. We're going to practice 10 MCQs, and if you are thinking of last moment preparation for IIT JAM, this playlist would be really helpful. So check out all the previous year solved questions or many MCQs that would really help you to revise in the last moment. All of these MCQs are based on previous year questions, so the level and the difficulty is matched. By the way, tomorrow you have a mock test in Unacademy, which is India's biggest online learning platform. And this mock test is a full-scale mock test for IIT JAM. So it's 6th Feb 2022, there would be a mock test. And for biotechnology, the mock test is starting from 9 a.m. in the morning. And you can use my code AP10 to register for this mock test. You don't need to be a Plus subscriber to give this mock test. And it's kind of free. So all the links are provided in the description. All you need to do is download the app, go to the link below and use my code AP10 to register for free. So if you give this mock test, you would get to know where do you stand in an all India crowd. Now let's start with questions. A very common type of question says that if the following peptide is cleaved with reagent A or B, how many fragments would be generated? In this case, they have given trypsin and cyanogen bromide. Then dash fragments would be generated and the peptide is provided here. So for this question, you need to know that what is the cleavage site for these following enzymes, and a chart would be provided soon. So if you have answered correctly, there would be 4 fragments which are generated. How is so? So first of all, they have asked trypsin and second is cyanogen bromide. You have to know that trypsin cuts in the C-terminal of basic amino acids such as lysine and arginine, but it cannot cut if there is proline after it. Okay, and the second thing is cyanogen bromide. It always cuts after met. So here would be another cut after the methionine. So there would be in total 4 fragments. Question number 2. Question number 2 says, which one of the following option is correct regarding the H1 NMR spectrum? So NMR related questions are pretty common in IIT JAM. So you are expected to have at least one NMR related question. So the options are: the total number of peaks observed in the spectrum is 5. The peak correspond to the hydrogen marked by A is most downfield. Correct order of delta values for these hydrogen is D, then B type, then C type, then A type. There is 1 singlet peak, 2 triplet peaks and a quadruplet peak in this NMR spectrum. So the correct answer here is actually given in the solution. You can see the most downfield peak is actually A, because this is highly D-shielded. Why it is D-shielded? Because it is closer to an electronegative atom such as the chlorine. So it kind of pulls the electron cloud towards itself. So the overall electronic environment is D-shielded, and that's why it has a very high delta value or shift value, chemical shift value. Anyway, so question number 3. Match the column A with column B, and this is a very common type question. In this case, a bunch of techniques are given in the left side and their applications in biomedical sciences are given on the right side. The techniques are cation exchange chromatography, immunoaffinity chromatography, hydrophobic interaction chromatography, size exclusion chromatography. And the options are: monoclonal antibody coated beads against specific epitopes are used, reverse Sol gradient is used for sequential elution, used to purify proteins such as based on the degree of positivity on the residues. Molecular weight can be calculated from a standard curve. So if you have matched all of these correctly, the correct answer would be B. Question number 4. Types of gametes that are produced by the individual with a genotype capital P small p, capital Q small q, capital R small r, capital S small s would be dash. So it's a basically NAT type question, and the correct answer here would be 16. And here is the quick solution for that. Types of gametes that would be produced would be 2 to the power n, where n is number of heterozygous combinations you have. Here you have 4. So the overall answer is 2 to the power 4 equal to 16. Again, match the column A with column B. Here you have bunch of like hormones in the left hand side and their locations from where they are secreted on the right hand side. So you have to match the column. These are common type of questions that you would find throughout the paper in IIT JAM. So the correct answer is here. Again, there is a question from molecular biology. It talks about several types of RNA and their functions. These kind of questions are really common in IIT JAM. Try to read this question and solve it. If you have solved it correctly, correct answer is option A. Question number 7 says, if the Km is 2 millimolar and V0 is 100 micromole by ml per second, then at substrate concentration 2 millimolar, what is the velocity of the reaction when the substrate concentration is 18 millimolar? So overall, you have to calculate the velocity when the substrate concentration is 18 millimolar. So for this question, calculate the answer and put it in the comment. I'll pin the comment which has the correct answer. Question number 8 says a cell biologist was studying the kinetics of intracellular vesicle trafficking by tagging the cargo with fluorescent labels. Which of the following technique is best for him to quantitate dynamic processes? A. Fluorescence recovery after photobleaching, immunohistochemistry, phase contrast microscopy, scanning electron microscopy. If you have guessed the answer correctly, it would be fluorescence recovery after photobleaching. If you want to learn more about FRAP, you can click on the I button to get the detailed video. Question number 9 says the net charge on the following peptide at pH 7, which is mistakenly solved. Anyway, these kind of question pro forma is really common. Let me explain it to you what I mean by these kind of pro forma. So you see here there would be bunch of acidic amino acids and basic amino acids. So you need to know that what are the overall pH and pKa values for their side chains. That is really important to understand the overall charge of this peptide. So here you can see this is the basic take-home message that you need to know. If the pH is greater than pKa, then there would be deprotonation which would happen. And if the pH is lesser than the pKa, there would be a lot of hydrogen ion in the solution. So overall, the groups would remain protonated. So based applying the same principle, we can see that there would be overall like 4 negative charges and 2 positive charges corresponding to these alpha groups, amino groups. So they would remain protonated and thereby charged. So yes, and on that basis the correct answer is -2. Question number 10. A researcher was performing a mammalian cell culture, and in order to prevent the bacterial contamination, he can choose which of the following antibiotic? Rifampicin, alpha-amanitin, oligomycin, both A and B or A and C. If you have guessed the correct answer, this is rifampicin because it is selective to the bacterial RNA polymerase and it does not affect the eukaryotic one. So they don't want to kill the eukaryotic cell but selectively kill the prokaryotic cell. So I hope this session was useful. I have plenty of sessions like this in Unacademy. You don't need to be an Unacademy subscriber to access those. There is a category called special classes. You can see it on the right hand side of your screen. You just need to type my name. You would see there are 2 categories. Plus courses are paid. Special classes are unpaid and free for everybody. You can go to all these special classes and you can use my code AP10 to unlock each of these classes. These are completely free, highly informative for you guys. There are a bunch of notes, flashcards which are available in Unacademy platform, as well as it would be available now in my Facebook page. So this Facebook page link is provided in the description. Do make sure you check that out and get all these resources that might be useful for you. And there are like a lot of flashcards that I keep on posting in Facebook, YouTube community. So check out all of my channel to get all the necessary and useful resources. And as usual, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.